Hey gang, so today we're looking at something that was sent to me by GEEONE, and it is the Ling Yun by GEEDC. I really hope I pronounced that right. This particular one is in Oil Slick Zirc, and it is $239.90. This is beautiful, this is gorgeous, this feels amazing. It's got some tricks. It's got a really cool design. I mean, look at that design. That's pretty cool. I don't even know what that is. It's some kind of creature with horns, cloud, I don't know. It's even got a lanyard hole. So again, you can get this at GEEONE, and if you use the code FidgetFix, you get 10% off. I mean, come on, 10% is pretty good on $239.90. All right, I'm gonna stop playing with this. We're gonna get it on the camera, we're gonna have a look, and we're gonna see why it is so cool and how modifiable, how easily I don't know, but you can change it. You can do a lot of stuff with it because they give you the stuff to change it. All right, let's get this under the camera and have a look. It's the Ling Yun 3.0. Let's go. Okay, here is the Ling Yun 3.0 by GEEDC. Now this is gorgeous. This is Oil Slick Zirc. I am a huge sucker for Oil Slick Zirc. So cool. So this is amazing as far as feel and stuff. I know a lot of you are going to comment that this is sort of a similar design to another slider out there, and it is. It's kind of similar to the Mott to the Mix. It's got that same kind of mechanic to it, I guess. Again, I don't know at this point if anything is really proprietary anymore. I have no idea, but this is, I own both, and I have to say that I prefer this. This to me is incredible. The factory tune on this is outstanding. Now, before we even get into opening it, talking about the factory tune, look at everything that is sent with this. So we get springs with caps, with brass caps, spare springs. These are all different strength. I did take a photo of this and I did run it through Google Translate. So let me just show you what's in here first, and then I'll bring up the Google Translate. Like, look at all that. And we've even got, oh, come on. Got lanyard, paracord rope for lanyard, stickers, and a tool. So here is the description for everything. You can tune this like crazy. Having said that, I have not decided to tune it because it is fantastic for me. The way it comes out of the box is outstanding. Okay, let's open this up. This is actually pretty simple. No need to be afraid. I would say out of the Mott and the Mix and all of those, I think I prefer this in general. I find it simpler to work with. It feels phenomenal. Like it feels so good. And it's even got a lanyard hold, which is kind of cool. Okay, so I take the screws out, and then I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to take the lid off. And inside, now this happens sometimes, these little guys get stuck, but we've got, in its current configuration, we have a ball in each corner, and that's it. And they run up this track. Now again, if we've seen the other designs like this, there are multiple tracks you can use, different choices. So this has less choice, less options, but I just find the feel of this is so good. So we've got this little double track here, and we've got our two balls and springs. So let's get those out. So this is just plastic, or Teflon is just like a little, you know, this little inner plate here. We never really see it. It's covered by the Zerk, so it's not that big of a deal. It just runs along this track, and obviously that's what the lid is attached to. So as we slide the lid, imagine this was attached, right? So the lid is sliding against these balls, and that's what the balls kind of just push and make that really, really gorgeous kind of zipper noise. All right, let's go one level deeper. And we have this one screw in here. Now, this screw, as we'll see, also has something special with it. Well, not special, but inside here is, if we pull this off, it's important not to lose this. This little tiny washer. So what I do is I just kind of put that right on the screw, and then I just sit it there. So we've got our little plastic or Teflon track runner here, and then our little kind of gasket head, and that's what runs along. It's got little indented grooves here that sit along this track so it can't fall out. Okay, so we're going to put that over here. Now, here is the part that can get a little concerning for people. Inside, we have this dial, our wheel. And if we look really closely, we've got a ball and a ball. This wheel is not attached to anything right now. It is just sitting. And the reason it's sitting and not automatically popping out is because these balls are sitting in the holes, and they're being forced out with more springs. So it's causing pressure. So this is just sort of like a pressure fit right now. We're gonna take it out. Don't worry. Now, the mistake that people may make is thinking they can just kind of get in there and pry it open. The problem is when you pry it open, it's gonna be very hard to control both sides of these balls shooting out. It's scary. I would not recommend it. If you can do it, great. I do not have the confidence to do that. It's too hard to control the balls. I don't like doing it that way. This is kind of loose, right? This is not like super tight. So all I'm going to do is, knowing that I have a ball on each side, I have a ball and I have a spring, just going to take this, and now remember, we've got two different balls in here. We have like a black ceramic, I think it's ceramic, I mean, who knows, and a Teflon ball on the other side. So when we open this up, what's important is to make sure that we have the area covered. So we open that up. And we can see here we've got a Teflon and actually, you know what, I take that back. I don't think those are Teflon. These might just be two different porcelain balls. One's black, one is white. I'm not really sure. But let's put it in there anyways. And you can see here we also have just two springs. So let's get those out. So there we go. And we also have a bearing inside here. So that's this whole piece. Just these, you know, I know it's always scary to see things completely separated, but that's it. That's the entire slider. So let's put this back together. Now again, being very, very careful when you pull this out or try to get it out, these will go flying. These balls will go flying, which is also another reason why it's so handy to have that spare kit. So that you can always just find another spring or a ball. Now, these are conical springs. So depending on what kind of force you want to push out, these have their little more narrow around the top than the base, which means if you're using the wider, the wider part of the spring for the ball will sit in the spring a little more, so it'll offer a little less resistance. But let's, for now, just put we're going to put the narrow part facing outwards. So I'm going to take the wider part of the spring and I'm going to pop it in. Now again, if this is something you want to switch, that is totally up to you. So here's where this gets tricky. Anytime you have something like this where balls are kind of sitting where they want to sort of fall out, right? Actually, you know what? Let's try instead. Come to think of it now, I think I had these, I think these came stock with the wider opening facing the hole so that the balls sit in there a little bit. So I'm going to do that. So I've got the wider end of the spring facing outwards. So I'm going to put one ball in, and once that ball goes in, I'm going to hold it there with my finger. And I'm not going to let go. And I'm going to put the other ball in, and I'm going to hold it down as well. So now I have my fingers holding both balls in, and that's important because when I put this back in here, I'm just going to push straight down, and then that forces the balls back inside. And that's it. Okay, so we're going to put our Teflon plate on top, and then we have our little cap here. We're going to set that down so that this can slide. And then we're going to take our little collar here. And just set it right back in the hole. Okay, so just a quick note. I ended up, I had to redo this because when I was turning, it was getting jammed and I couldn't figure out why. And it's because the springs actually, I was talking about the conical springs, you do have to put the narrow end of the spring facing out of the hole, or the ball just sinks into the spring and then the spring protrudes and scrapes along the inside of these little sort of teeth. So then it doesn't turn because it's the spring getting caught. So the ball has to sit between, obviously, between the spring and the hole. So that's why you need the ball sitting on the narrow part of the spring so that it doesn't sink into the spring. So my bad. But we're good now. Okay, so the next part is, in this case, these are not conical springs. These are regular springs, so the same diameter on both sides. And get in here. We just put our lid on. And there we go. So again, the tuning kit lets you replace springs, put in harder springs. You know, you can add 2 more balls to that inner collar if you want, so that you can tune it. I don't know. I really like how this is the sort of the factory setting on it. That's how I'm going to keep it because I think it's actually really, really nice. It's got a really nice kind of feel to it.
And it's just amazing to look at. It's so cool. Okay, gang, so that is the Ling Yun 3.0 by HEEDC in oil slick circ. You can get this at GEEONE for $239.90 or like $240. Use the code FidgetFix to get 10% off. Thanks for watching.